explaining what we're doing here.
Okay, let's get this cheers in. This is my hand.
I'm screaming.
Well, cheers to you.
Cheers to a good hood podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for making me y'all designated chef.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good. This is the barrel reserve that they have for April, the limited release. Fantastic.
Is that Cooper's Hawk? Yeah. Cooper's what?
Cooper's Hawk.
Cooper's Hawk. Yeah, Savannah just went out and got her 2 bottles. So.
Like every time we do the hood podcast, I come through with the Cooper's Hawk every time. Every time. Hello, welcome to another segment of Cooking with Chef Vonn. Hey. Today we're gonna be making Blackened Cajun salmon and smoked Gouda and cheddar grits. Real simple process. Also, very few ingredients. So stay tuned. Watch what we do. It's gonna be delicious. Gonna make you hungry. Hit us up. Hood Talk Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. You know, let's get to it.
Yeah, to it.
Now, salmon is extremely good for you. Very healthy fats.
Raw and cooked.
Oh man, I love me some sushi now.
Yeah.
Love
We're
sushi.
not doing the sushi now. So you know how to make sushi?
I make all of that. I make everything.
Okay.
I make everything.
I hear you. I love your confidence too.
Thank you. It took years of practice to get here.
Yeah, I don't eat everything sushi, but I would steam it. So that's the closest to sushi that it would be. I would steam it.
Okay. So those is
This is going to be more of a show and tell type of podcast. I'm going to show you in order to tell you. Pay attention. So, real easy. Just cut your salmon evenly as you can. All salmon are not created equal. This is just Atlantic salmon. My personal favorite is sockeye. It's a beautiful color. It's nice and red and gorgeous. It's great. But this one is just white. Atlantic salmon. Not white, I'm sorry. This is just Atlantic salmon. We're about to season this up real good. Yeah, what inspired me to buy my house, though, I was working this job. I bought this house when I was 27, but, you know, obviously, also with the help of my husband, obviously. But I came home from work, and I just only had $1,000. My rent payment was $950.
Right.
And I really stood there in the middle of this room, this ranch-style, and I hate ranch-style houses. I'm standing in the middle of this room, this ranch-style house that I really don't want to be at. I just, fucking, I'm buying a house. I'll call my boy Jimmy. Rest his soul. I'm gonna call my boy Jimmy. I was like, I can't do this no more, man. I feel like if I'm gonna be broke, I need to be broke for a reason. This isn't it no more. So he said, okay, awesome. It took me only a month to
Now what's that?
buy my house. This is just regular salt. Well, not regular, some pink salt, the Himalayan salt.
How long did it take me to save up? It was only like a few months. I started my new job, and I was making good money working over 12 hours and doing the overtime too. And I was making over $1,000 each paycheck, you know, and I just stuffed it back. I had to save over $5,000, and I did that in a matter of a few weeks. And I even got 80-some cents back for change after I paid for my house. People say, you'll never get no change back when you buy your house. But I got 80-some cents back. I was like, hallelujah.
This is just black pepper. It's fresh crushed black pepper, crushed in the mortar and pestle. I don't really like using grinders like that. I prefer doing it myself because you can control how thick it is and how big your peppercorn is can really determine the flavor outcome of your food.
Yeah.
You want to do the mixing again?
Oh, no, I'm not going to do the mix.
Now what do? Grind enough pepper?
Yep.
And that's a good grinder bowl, that material.
It's called mortar and pestle. It's lava stone.
Yes, I need one of those, that grinding bowl. Crush up, yeah.
Okay. After the black pepper, onion powder. You know, black staples. Garlic and onion powder go on everything in the black household.
Yeah.
Right.
Period.
I do know that.
And garlic is good for your immune system.
Very much so. I like using black garlic a lot.
I use garlic in just about everything.
Black
See me
garlic.
coming. You smell like garlic. We know you just from Teresa.
Black garlic is has a really sweet scent to it.
Yeah, especially when you eat
Black
it all
garlic.
the time, huh?
Oh, that's the black garlic.
Black garlic.
It's black inside. Oh, isn't that neat?
Wow, I've never
So what
seen
is the
that.
smell on it?
Smell it.
The smell. Oh, and the little rubbery thing. Oh, I know that would be good, honey. I put that in my soup.
Now I usually put it with my roasted chicken when I roast chicken with it.
Feels
Yes,
funny.
I think that would be good. My homemade vegetable soup.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yes.
It doesn't really cut like normal garlic because it's technically
You just kinda
fermented.
break it
You
up.
got to break it up. You see
Yeah.
how it kind of gets gelatinous like that.
Yes, and that juice in it, that would just savor into the
I
juices.
did not know there was such a thing as black garlic.
Black garlic. Smells
Well,
amazing.
who was that told me about the black mushrooms? Was that you? Told me about the black mushroom? Oh, I read them in something. I'm always looking at recipes. Ever since I've been a child, when we go to the doctor's office and stuff, I sit in the
So
lobby
you buy it in
looking
a
at
jar.
recipes in the book.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me some of that, honey. I'm gonna try that out in some of my beans and my soup and everything. I know that's gonna be the next ad.
It's better used with like meats like poultry and steaks, lambs, things like that. I haven't really tried it in a soup, but I can say with the flavor profile that it gives, you might want to stick with the meat side of it
Okay.
because it's really a balancing act with that stuff. It's not, oh boy. It's very pungent, put it like that. It's very strong, so you can easily.
Just a tad
What?
bit.
That
I
black
like
garlic?
in my.
Oh,
you
so
know.
you wouldn't use a whole clove of that like
Well,
you do with the regular
just
garlic?
Well, it just depends on what you're cooking. Okay, I'm just putting some olive oil on here just to help everything stick.
Right over the seasoning.
Yeah, you see, it ain't went nowhere.
Glossing it on up.
Because I'm not done seasoning it yet either. But I wanted that salt and pepper to get down into the actual fibers. I ain't want it to just sit on top with the oil.
Right.
So, okay, so the olive oil makes it go down into the fibers.
No, olive oil actually just helps to keep it moisturized and stop it from drying
So
out.
it's not ashy.
Exactly. Fish lotion.
Right.
Fish oil, if you will. Fish lotion. All right. Where'd it go? Red pepper.
My husband loves crushed red pepper on just about everything.
Okay, red pepper. 'Cause I actually like mine to have a little heat to it. I don't know about y'all, but I think when I hear Cajun, I think spice.
Yes. Yes. That's what Cajun is, spicy.
And you're making Cajun, salmon, and grits.
Blackened Cajun salmon.
Blackened Cajun salmon.
It's gonna have a little char to it. So this is just a Creole mix I made. That's my Cajun seasoning that I made.
Okay.
I ain't saying what's in it either, but
Cayenne pepper.
She ain't saying.
I ain't saying that.
Ah,
I ain't saying. I got a few different things in here though.
I got a pretty good taste on things. You can figure out what's in there.
But be generous. Don't be stingy. Be generous, y'all.
Ah.
But no, seriously though, it's really just there is paprika in there. Got a little smoked paprika, salt, a little bit of basil, red pepper. That's about it. Then add whatever else you feel like you want to put in there.
Yeah, because you can put basil on just about everything.
It's just paprika. It's not smoked. It's just paprika.
That color.
Paprika has a flavor profile if you use it right. It's a sweet pepper. Yeah, paprika is.
I was just gonna ask what flavor is paprika. I didn't think it had a flavor.
You know the red peppers that you have in the bell peppers that you buy at the store? It's that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. This is just dried basil. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit for a minute. And once this is done sitting, let's let it sit for like 5-10 minutes just to give it time to
Soak in.
really get in there, right? Then once that's done, we're going to put it on the pan, fry it first, skin side down first, and then go from there.
Yes.
Stick with us. Be right back. Showtime. Let's go. So what I have here is a heavy bottom pot. Stock pot, saucepan, whatever you want to call it. It's a stock pot. Heavy bottom for a reason because this is what we're going to be cooking our grits in. Heavy bottom just tends to work a little better, in my opinion. As you can see, this is one of my favorite pots. So I put about 4 cups of water in here. For the 4 cups of water, I'm going to be making about 4 servings of grits. So you probably want to put about a cup and a half of grits in here when it cooks. First, let your water boil. You can boil. Now, technically, you can cook the grits in whatever you want. You can cook it in chicken stock and cook it in water. I'm just going to use water for now because since we have already seasoned our salmon and we're already going to have the cheese that already has a salt content, I feel like if we were to try to do chicken broth, it's just going to make it way too salty. You know, you got to be mindful of the content of salt that's in the other ingredients that you're using. That's why some of y'all food be a little too salty when y'all done cooking it. So,
I didn't even know you could use chicken stock.
Yeah.
Grits.
Oh, absolutely. If it's liquid and boiled, you can use it.
Oh, okay. See, I learned something.
Just liquid and boiled, you can use. I mean, I use the chicken stock to cook my rice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good flavor.
I use it to cook collard greens, but like the chicken stock and bone broth and all of that is really good for when you want to add just that little bit of extra flavor to it. So
Instead of using the water.
instead of just using water, water is really good. I like boiling my food, or not boiling. I like cooking my food with water when I'm trying to really just bring out the flavor of a dish itself and not necessarily the seasonings, which is like almost all the time. But if it's rice and the rice is already kind of plain, that's why I use chicken stock because it helps bring that flavor out. Depending on the dish I'm cooking. If I'm making an Asian
bouillon, you use the stock. Yeah.
Now, if I'm cooking like an Asian dish or something like that, I'm not going to do that because you want that white rice or that brown rice, or you want that rice to be how it's supposed to be, or it's going to take away from the rest of your dish. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna put this bad boy on the stove. Let this get boiling. Yeah. And in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna go ahead and get this cast iron. Cast iron is a fantastic tool in the kitchen. I love it.
Always.
It's my personal favorite. You see, I just put
love it.
we got a little bit of olive oil in there, just a little bit. You can come in the kitchen, sleep. Come on now.
Now you don't want to drench it in oil, right?
Right, just enough to coat it.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Okay.
You know, just kind of coating up all the dry spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, just enough to coat it. That's all.
Okay.
Then once it's nice and coated.
Got to have a cast iron skillet.
Oh, I have a horrible addiction to cast iron. That's for sure. I think I said that on the last podcast.
Yeah.
It was. I stand on this. I have a horrible
Always
addiction to
cook
cast
with
iron.
cast iron.
Yes,
Look.
I got me a big one from rural.
Pot.
Cast iron.
Yes.
La Crusette.
I've been looking
Cast
for the
iron.
real cast. You can't
Cast
find the
iron.
real cast iron.
Now, is there a certain temperature? Do you want to not make it too high or too low, or?
Honestly, this is one of those dishes where it's really just go with the flow. Obviously don't have your stuff on high, right?
Some people cook
Because
like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't put it on high. Seafood doesn't take long to cook, y'all. You know, so put it like medium, maybe medium low. To get your pot hot, you can put it maybe like right here, for example. You see how I just got this burner? You put it right here. You see how I just got this burner right here? Just like it's like high and low. It's right in that little marker right there. So. Hey, don't be looking at my light covers, y'all. I'm about to put them on later on today. Okay.
I was just about to say something about it. Like, you know, you ain't got no light.
Look, I just put the backsplash up. Give me a second.
Look at that backsplash. Amazing.
So now you want, when you know it's hot is when you take some water and put it on there and go, psh.
Listen closely, folks. Never mix water and oil.
Right.
You know what? That's how I tell if my pan is hot enough.
You really just put your hand over it. You feel that? You feel
can
that heat coming?
steam. You can feel that steam.
I follow more of a. I mean, because I'm used to frying food so much. I know what to feel for.
Yeah.
I don't recommend you use water in there because you'll be
It's gonna
surprised how
splatter.
small of a little dot of water
Will splat you.
can literally cause a big explosion in your oil.
Yeah.
That is a hazard. You've been very fortunate. I'll
I
praise
do
that you
that.
haven't
Yes, I do
gotten
that
hurt.
all the time. I
Yeah,
go,
oil and water does not mix. Ladies.
okay.
That's a true statement. You don't mix oil
Yeah.
and water.
Yeah, don't do
Put
that.
your hand over and feel that steam.
Mhm.
Feel that steam.
See, that's why I'm not the cook. So in order for you to get your water to boiling fast, do you put salt in it?
Put a lid on it.
Okay, but you've heard that, right? In order to get your water to boil fast, you put salt in it.
Never heard of that before. I usually just put salt in it for my pasta, and that's more so just to season it and stop that starch from sticking to itself and making your pasta all. I mean, but it really, honestly, Italian people may not like me for this, but I don't always salt my pasta. Sometimes I'll just put water in it. It's like, it depends on how.
Well, I didn't even know you were supposed to salt it.
Yeah, you're supposed to salt your water. It just adds it adds that flavor to the pasta too.
See, I put the salt in the water to make it boil.
Yeah, I've never heard of. You might be right. I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never heard of that. So I usually just put a lid
Well,
on
I'm
it.
not a cook now.
I'll put a dash of olive oil.
You know what? This
and
way.
that keeps it from being sticky.
How about we ask Dr. Google?
But my father always taught me, you know, cover your pot. Certain foods you have to cover your pot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they won't stick. They won't stick in the bottom. You know, you don't turn up too high. You know, but to get that steam, certain foods you have to put the top on to keep it from losing its tenderness or whatever from just being open and boiled.
Well, would you look at that? You were right. You were absolutely right.
All right.
Well, put salt in your
Oh,
water.
honey, I know some salt will accelerate the eating process.
There it is.
Come on, Aunt Vee.
Come through with it.
Aunt Vee.
Come through with it. Guess what I'm about to do? Put some salt in the water.
You do the water in the kitchen.
Now she right. She on the water.
Come on.
Come on here and put some salt in the water.
Come on, Chef.
Listen.
Chef V.
That's one thing I do. One thing I do love about meeting people and all of that stuff. You learn something new every day. I didn't know that. I always thought it was just a flavor. I didn't really think about that. Heck yeah, let's go. So yeah, now I'm just waiting for the water to boil. I'm waiting for that pot to get hot. Then I'll be able to sear the salmon and we can go from there. I'm just gonna put the salmon in the pan, skin side down. Wanna come a little closer?
Yes, ma'am.
It ain't gonna jump up and smack you. It's dead already.
Listen to that
That's that
sizzle.
sizzling. Oh, that sounds good.
You ladies can see it if you like. Y'all don't have to stay back.
Yeah, y'all can come take a look. Y'all ain't got to stay
I
back.
want to take a look. And she said the skin side down first.
Yep,
I'm going to learn how to cook.
absolutely. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I've been 67
And that's
years.
just the
Maybe
right
I-
amount.
It's the best time. This is the best time to learn. Might as well.
It's not hard sizzling. It's
I've been
medium
doing so-
sizzling.
I've been doing
You
good
know,
so far.
So where it's slow cooking it, where it's not.
It helps keep the fish intact. It's a lot more gentle than a regular spatula.
Right.
And that's a what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
It's a fish spatula,
It's not as thick as the regular
Oh,
spatula
okay.
either.
specifically for fish. Oh, yeah. They're going to let that sear up a little bit.
The light
While that does that.
because she's got it very light, just barely hot.
All right, now we're just going to make the Cajun cream sauce to go with it. Real simple ingredients. I got some white wine, Cooper salt, Sauvignon Blanc, nice crisp. And all you're going to need is just oregano, paprika, heavy cream, fresh garlic, about 2 tablespoons or so of butter, black pepper, salt. You're going to use the lemon at the end. That's going to be great when you use it. And Parmesan cheese.
Now is that the coarse salt or is that the light salt?
Oh, it don't matter as long as it's salt. it don't matter.
Okay.
Whatever your preference is at that moment.
How many of them cloves I'm supposed to use when I'm cooking? So I just use maybe at the most 2.
But they strong. And it depends on what type you get when you're at the store, if how ripened they are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
Over there. You ain't got 2 answers right now. Knock yourself back
I
out.
wouldn't know if they was ripe or not. If they up there and in the little bag, I figured that they. She said they in the little bag.
How strong. I love these knives.
So you're going to put it in the oven, huh?
Yeah. Put it in the oven. Make sure the middle is all nice and cooked properly. Because I don't want to leave it on that high heat for too long on the stove. It can burn. Uneven fish. I don't like that. So now we can cut that off. It's a good day. So now we're going to come and get ready to make the Cajun sauce. Yep. Let's put it in the oven. Let it cook for a minute.
On what?
I got it on a low temp. I just got it at 300.
300.
Y'all don't have to cook everything at 350, everybody. There are better temperatures.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just melting some butter in the pan. Then use after you put the butter in the pan, that garlic I chopped up. You're gonna put this in here and let it kind of brown up. Garlic browns very quickly, by the way, y'all. So be cautious of that. Turn it down even more. Yeah, just let the butter melt. I got a new pan set and it's shiny. Yeah.
Well, nice.
I was.
This is the Cajun cream sauce.
Yep, the beginnings of it. Starts with butter. This is the Irish butter, so I like Irish butter. It's got like a real earthy taste to it. I like it. Not a lot of people do. I don't. Not a lot of people do. Normally I use like the sweet cream, the regular salted butter, sweet cream, but I like this butter.
Irish butter. I'm gonna remember that.
You see how it's yellow, like real
I
yellow?
want to see what it'll work on. Irish butter. You use it in most of your dishes?
No.
Of any type?
No, not all the time.
Just seafood?
No, it just depends on what I'm feeling, honestly. That's one thing I do like about cooking is like, okay, so I bake as well, right? But baking is a science. Like, one false move,
It's messed up.
that's it.
Yeah.
Cooking is an art. You can make a mistake and make it into a beautiful disaster.
Okay.
I don't know if that works.
So how much do you use Irish
Yeah, I don't
butter
think
in?
mine would be a beautiful.
Just whatever.
disaster.
Like, I like using it in cream sauces.
Mine would be
My
throwing
breakfast,
away
when I
in
cook
the
breakfast.
trash.
When you cook eggs and stuff, you use Irish butter.
Not all the time. Like I said, I'm just using this just because I wanted to. Normally, I'll just use the basic
Because I'm just trying to
Butter.
What's the difference in the taste?
grass fed. This one has more like a, I don't know, it's like how they feed them. Whatever they feed them, it tastes more earthy. This has like a really earthy taste to it. It's like, has a slight taste difference from regular sweet cream butter that would just come from the dairy cow. Like this.
See, people say
rich.
that, but can you really taste that difference in a dish?
I can.
I guess a chef
You can.
would.
No, I'm not necessarily
can.
just a
You
chef.
can taste the
Anybody can.
difference.
If you got a good palate.
Because that's like I say, brown
I don't
eggs
think I have a
give
good
your
palate.
food a different taste. Like from white eggs, brown eggs
I don't think
give
I have
a
a
more
good palate.
enriched taste to your food. I love brown.
Add a little splash wine after your garlic is nice and.
Oh yeah, you pouring that?
Yeah, because it's going to also be it's going to be real great when you see the sauce, man. Just trust me on this one. Yeah, about 1/4 cup to a half, not a half a cup, just like 1/4 cup or less. You put in there. It's going to reduce down. Once that reduces down, then we're going to add everything else in, all the seasoning and everything else in between. So yeah. Now we are going to season the reduction of the wine. You see how it got a little thicker now? Now that it's been sitting on the heat a bit, and how it started really picking up that garlic. It's fantastic. Now we're just going to season it. Got the paprika. Season with your heart, not your eyes.
I was about to ask, you don't need no measurements, huh?
No, I mean, I don't, but it's really not really measurements that you can make with this. I mean, don't go overboard, for sure. You know what you're doing, don't like. But if I had to, maybe about a teaspoon of, not even a teaspoon of salt, like a teaspoon of oregano. Put as much paprika in that you like, for real. It's just a pepper, right? It's not a spicy pepper either. Little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, and thyme. Boy, do I love my thyme.
I like thyme.
Yeah, I like how it comes off the stem.
After
I
the
don't know
flavor.
what time tastes like.
It's so funny whenever it comes to
It
you.
adds that flavor. It just adds that flavor.
I have really got to expand my palate.
You like chicken nuggets, huh?
When I do my turkeys, I add thyme to my turkeys. It is so good. It gives it that
So when you
flavor.
cook time, you gotta take it off that thing, y'all.
Yep. Also, Cajun seasoning that I made up. Depending on how spicy you want it. I got mine spicy, so put your Cajun seasoning of any kind. You can get store-bought Cajun seasoning too. You don't even have to make it by hand like I did. You can just get store-bought if you want. But put your Cajun seasoning in there as well. Got the thyme.
Did you put that whole stock of thyme in there?
Put a couple stalks of thyme in here. Oh, look at how pretty that just turned. That just got so red.
It
Look at
tastes
this.
good.
I didn't know if you picked those things off or what.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it adds that flavor. I love thyme.
Oh, that smells fantastic. You want to smell it?
You smell it.
Of heavy whipping cream. Your sauce, you only need 8 ounces. Depending on how much cream you want. But I'm just going to put about 8 ounces in. That's half the bottle. For those wondering, how are you measuring? It's half the bottle. 16 ounces. 16 divided by 2 is? Okay.
Oh, I know you was asking.
That's about half. Just like that. Mix it together. I just turned my salmon off, y'all. Now I'm just letting it kind of rest in the oven just for a couple of minutes before I pull it out. You can use a whisk, use a spoon. Don't use a fork on your stainless steel. Just scratch it. I'm just using a wood spoon. And we're going to let this, bring this heat up just a little bit more, right below medium. Yep, and let that cook. Then you're gonna get started on the grits. To get the grits started, like I showed you earlier, we got a pot of water already boiling up. Once it gets boiled, we're gonna add salt. Thanks to our lovely lady here that discovers that salt does make water boil faster. So we'll be using that, getting it hot, put the grits in. Once the grits is cooked, we're just mixing in cheeses, and it's a good day.
Period.
4 cups of grits. Yes, 4 cups. Instructions right there. 4 cups. 1 cup of grits. That's it. 4 cups of water, 1 cup of grits. All right, so grits are just about cooked. They're just nice. They're nice and soft. You don't want to cook them all the way through before you put the cream and stuff in, otherwise they'll end up really mushy. But we're gonna add our butter, like 2 tablespoons of butter, into there. Mix that in there. Nice and in there. Then after we add our butter, we're gonna add our cream, which I still have in the fridge. Oh, cream.
Oh, so you put more cream in the grits.
Okay.
Now,
That way you're
do you use the rest of the cream, or you just put a little bit, or how do you mix that out?
whatever. How it depends on how creamy you want it, because it's all going to cook down. So I usually put about a little, again, 8 ounces, about a cup of cream in there. It's about half right
That
there.
makes the grits creamy.
Then mix that in there. It should look something like this once you add your cream in.
If I hit the refrigerator one more time.
So it should look something like this, nice and creamy. And while that's starting to simmer up, you're gonna take your cheese, just start adding your cheese in. This is the cheddar. Again, that's about 8 ounces of cheddar that I added in there.
Oh, this about to go crazy. So this one is grits too?
Absolutely, smoked Gouda. Let's go.
Is this your own recipe, or is this a recipe that you
No, this one's my own. Like when I first started cooking grits, of course, cooking this, I started following the recipe so I could kind of get the feel of it. But once I got it, I kind of critiqued it to what I wanted. So smoked Gouda, love smoked Gouda. It don't got to be cubed, then it got to be shredded. You just break it up and put it in there anyway. I put about 4 or 5 slices in there. Starting to melt, starting to get nice and creamy in there.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see the change.
And once it's all nice and melted in there, it's gonna be a good day. So we'll let that cook a little bit.
On low, right?
On low. You see how it's on low? Keep it on low. Keep it on low and let that cook, and it's a good day.
You say that's gonna be.
And now you about to try it.
Okay, I'm getting ready to try it. The salmon, Cajun salmon, and grits.
Cheddar grits. It's smoked Gouda.
And cheddar grits with smoked Gouda. Girl, yes.
Thank you.
Delicious.
Grits, I love it. Color. Oh, that. Oh my goodness. Get a little bit of this, a little bit of that on there. And it's like, ah.
They ain't even got no words. And then that's what happens when food is good.